All right, and we're live, and I'm not watching the countdown.
Oh, we'd been live.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? All right, so yeah, we are back, and it's a new video adapter. We're looking a little orange, so instead of green, we're orange now. That's
I can't tell. I'm
yeah.
partially colorblind. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little more saturated. I don't know what it looks like when it's going out, but
let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know how orange we look. But yeah, so hopefully that'll help. The other one just died at the end of that.
I think it was me. Yeah. Unfortunately, I brought some kind of like techno plague or whatever.
Yeah, the video output was just white screen. I've never seen that before.
Snow. Hold on, drink my coffee with a straw.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's just like I tell my kid. That's just like a bad idea. Drinking hot stuff through a straw.
Oh yeah,
like, bypasses your lips. You're just like, oh.
And whatever it picks up on the way, melting the more microplastics in your.
Look, man, I've already got like probably maximum capacity microplastics. A little more is not going to hurt. Whatever. All it would do is take me longer to decompose.
That's right. Yeah, you'll leave a good-looking corpse. So what you been up to? Any armies getting painted? Anything going on?
No, unfortunately. I don't know. Free time is a extreme premium. The most I've been doing is kind of like pushing around pixels again on game design stuff, because after that solo dice game, The 12 Labors of Hercules, Envy Board Game, I mean, okay, I kind of
put that a little closer. Yeah.
I kind of understand how dice-based games can work, right? Because my problem with dice games before were rolling. It's just random luck, right? Like, so sometimes you get like, yeah, that was an awesome roll, and other times you're like, wow, I can't do anything, and I didn't like that swingy nature.
Yeah.
I saw how there is enough manipulation in this game of spend a resource to adjust a die by 1, put a die here to re-roll a die, right? There was enough of that sort of thing where I was able to mitigate crappy rolls enough where it felt like my decisions mattered and were kind of affecting the game.
Right.
And after seeing how that worked, I went, I have a couple games that I've been working on for a long time, and I kind of see now better how to make them work.
Nice.
And so I've been play testing that kind of top scroller, basically Space Invaders knockoff, where I'm like,
oh, cool.
Okay, now you have to roll you have to use a certain number of dice to generate a certain score to defeat that enemy. And your equipment allows you to add or subtract values to dice, like spend a dice here to double it. So I've been mostly play testing things like that rather than doing any miniature work.
Nice.
Sorry. But you've been painting stuff.
Oh yeah. I've been enjoying my my trolls, my foul bloods. I don't know if you can see anything in camera. Yeah, yes. But yeah, these guys are really fun to paint.
That looks like a Napoleonic era miniature.
Yes, yes, it's very large scale.
You're dabbling your toe into historical wargaming.
But I've also I was playing around with some photo resin on the base, not the not the ones for the printers, but the ones for the jewelry and stuff. But yeah, I wanted to do some water effect, and they had some ocean blue resin, so I tried to.
You mean you didn't just mix color in there?
Nope. Yeah. It actually. So yeah, I did base color underneath because I was playing around with some of it, and some of it, when it calls itself a color, it doesn't really come through very well. So yeah, I was playing around with that. So yeah, that was fun. So everyone's like on the beach, walking in the surf.
My color is terrible, but that is a very Caribbean blue.
Yes, right. Yeah, and I went with more of a turquoise for the skin color. So yeah, it looks nice. It's got
That's not like
pops really bright.
New Jersey Atlantic Ocean shore, right? That's Caribbean blue, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fun. Those are wonderful minis. They're really fun, and that's an interesting thing. The Trench Crusade, I think we talked about this after cast a little bit. The Trench Crusade people have decided they're going with plastic kits. And I think because so many digital asset people were developing miniatures and stuff, if they're competing with the official digital miniatures, it kind of gets lost because the people that do Patreons and stuff can do it much cheaper than they will. So people are just going to buy alternatives, which, when the rules were in beta and everything and they weren't trying to make this a company and a thing, that was fine, but I think now they've decided, we're doing the first plastic kits are coming out.
So they are trying to make the turn into like a company, right?
Yeah. So, and I think it's I forget is it Archon or one of the studios is doing the sprues for them, is doing the production, and they look good, and there is a huge difference, and also a huge investment between buying plastic as opposed to just collecting digital files that you may or may not print. And
you're talking from a consumer standpoint.
Yeah, from the player. So that was an interesting choice because we're seeing people kind of go back and forth with that and to decide what to do. I just noticed that Mantic, their kind of gateway game, their starter game champions for Kings of War, Kings of War. They are making that all digital. You can get in because they're just these sets as a hero and then some supporting troops, and they're fixed lists. So it's a starting real, low starter fixed list thing you can use in the full game, but they're kind of these preset lists, and that's all available on My Mini Factory digitally. So they decided to go, all in with here's a digital starter. So I wonder how that's doing for them, because they do produce the plastic kits as well. So they're giving people options. Yeah. So you can start the game totally digitally, or you can order a starter set and play.
I guess Mantic's big enough where they can do that, right? So remind me, Trench Crusade is 32 millimeter.
Yes. Yeah. 20. Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So it's bigger. Too big. That's like 10 times bigger than you'd like to be playing.
10. Now I just think like that's another. The last time I read the rules, I was like, they're fine, I guess. Way more fiddly than I wanted from the game, right? So I'm like, I don't know. And after that, then I went 32 millimeter. I'm like, I can't get into that scale. So I think like that's like strike 2 for me for Trench Crusade, where I'm like,
yeah.
Certainly not saying it's bad. Just I don't think I'll get involved. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's good to see everybody in the chat. Nice. Hey, this Chris Stonebush. There's somebody I've never seen that guy before. What's going on with that? What's that? Who's that person? What's Calerion? And that's Matt. Matt is Video Zavilli, and dude, Vero is in the chat as well. Nice. Yep. Good to see everybody.
That creep starts to creep up on you.
Yeah. Towards the bottom there, you gotta watch out. All right, but so let's get started for this week. Good to see everybody. Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And this week on the weekly, so we'll start out with a little bit of bad news. So rest in peace, Rebecca Heineman, the partner of Janelle Jacquez. And then we'll talk a little bit about some old school essentials, the 2026 update. So they're doing the 5E thing where they're doing an update. It'll be handled much better, of course. We'll see. Fantasy Grounds goes free, and so does Alchemy. So that means no license to play an unlimited number of games and players, both on Fantasy Grounds and Alchemy now. It's interesting. So I wonder what inspired that movement. Maybe they just figured the business model for subscription wasn't holding. And finally, the last call for Lankhmar. So I think we did an unboxing. Matt ordered a bunch of stuff when Goodman Games had their Lankhmar box sets and things on sale, really good prices. Now they're doing a humble bundle, and they're kind of calling it last call, so as if they're going to delist it. So maybe they have permanently lost the license. I found some Google results that said that they may have made a new rights deal, but I guess that's not the case. So,
or the new rights deal doesn't involve whatever they
may have to start.
Right?
It would be a shame though, because what they did with it is amazing. The stuff, the tables and stuff for generating, how the city goes and the guilds and everything is really, really great. Yeah, and the patrons, they did a really thorough, really good job. And even like the food and everything, diving into the alcohol, diving into the setting was amazing. So
it was just like a book of tables.
Yeah, right. And it's
I'm not talking about saying, right?
It's also so it's a physical, this bundle also has a physical component, so you can get a code to order the actual box game, which might not be a bad idea because it's a nice presentation. Right. All right, so let's get started. So we'll start out with the sad news instead of ending with it, because that's always a down note. Yes. So Interplay co-founder Rebecca Heineman has passed away at 62. So the partner of Janelle Jacquez, so that's why we're bringing it up. We talked about Janelle's passing last year. So yeah, it's hard to lose a lifetime partner and have to face your own health issues. It's it's hard to go through that alone. So the groundbreaking programmer and game designer, hailed as the first ever esports video game champion, has passed away at age 62. So and this was kind of an ongoing. She had been fighting adenocarcinoma. a very aggressive form of cancer, and did set up a GoFundMe page for their kids. She leaves behind 5 kids, and says, "Please donate so my kids can create a funeral worthy of my keyboard pixel breaker, so I can make a worthy entrance for reuniting with my one true love, Janelle Jaquays." Said on the GoFundMe page. So she's so Janelle passed in 2024, and this year we lost Rebecca. So survived by her 5 kids, and basically she's touched every level, every part of video game history in America, from early PC gaming, and I think really like Amiga gaming, all the way to the modern video age. She founded multiple studios, worked at programming games through the 80s and 90s. Some of the works are Bard's Tale 3, Thief of Fate, Defiance, Dragon Wars, and she, in 83, with Brian Fargo, Jay Patel, and Troy Worrell, founded Interplay Productions. Oh. So the studio that's created everything from Fallout and Wasteland, and they've had that company has looked like it's going to die many, many times, and somehow has survived. Even I think Earthworm Jim. I think the Interplay has been around for a while. But and then she later life founded Logicware and Contraband Entertainment, and they did work for all the big EA and Ubisoft and Amazon and Microsoft. And plus she was also a pioneer for transgender game developers. In 2003 she transitioned and has been on the board, or was on the board of directors for the LGBTQ advocacy organization GLAAD, as well as a Gayming Icon Award winner, and also on Amazon, I guess, has a LGBT kind of like group, like a board that's called Glamazon. Appropriately named. So that made me chuckle. It's like, oh, okay, I guess they had to come up with something that sounded Amazon-y. But she leaves behind, a huge, very prolific in her career, leaves behind a huge amount of work, plus her YouTube channel. We're discussing design, design practices, all kinds of stories of her careers. There's a ton of video of interviews and panels she's been on. I think a game developer who used to be called Gamasutra did a lot of interviews and work with her. So, her legacy will live on, and people can still be inspired by her work and her words. So a quote from her said, "What drives me is that I constantly want to learn, better myself as an engineer, better myself as a person. I'm constantly looking for the next best thing."
Not the next hot thing.
Right. Yes. And she had and so a few of her fellow designers, Brian Fargo, Tim Schafer, and Jordan Mechner, all did tributes to her on social media, calling her one of the most brilliant programmers around. And she left a final message to I believe Brian Fargo himself, say, "We've gone on so many adventures together, but into the great unknown, I go first."
Pretty good.
Yeah, Temple of Doom. But so that's very sad. It's very sad to have 2 deaths by such prolific designers. Janelle spent most of her later career in video game development. So yeah, they both were very very accomplished in multiple industries, both programming and game design. Crazy. All right. So let's talk a little bit of old school essentials. Okay. So 2026, next year, will mark the 7th birthday of old school essentials. So at that time, they have decided the game has grown from just this kind of niche online project to one of the most kind of go-to OSR games. And I think a lot of it is due to the presentation and how usable their books are. They're really, really easy to use and really make it, as opposed to the original, basic expert books and things that go back to that. You have to
is that a
get your
fair
brain,
comparison?
get your brain. Well, that's what it's based on. That, yeah, that's what.
But you're like, wow, this light is so nice and clean. Look at this mono-spaced block of typewriter text, right? That was, yeah.
Yes, but it has grown to hundreds of adventures and supplements published for the Old School Essentials, including 20 official publications by Necrotic Gnome themselves. So what is happening with this update? They're doing a rules consolidation. How do you say that? They're
Consolidation?
consolidating.
There
Yes,
you
they're
go.
consolidating the rules. Yes, rules consolidation. So the game itself has been available in multiple formats. So as of 2025, they published the Classic Rules Tome, the Advanced Players Guide, Advanced Referees Tome, Classic Game Set, Advanced Expert Set. So 5 core rules products in 2 different flavors. And I think they found out that that's kind of stopping new people from getting into the game because they don't know where to start. They're like, well, what do I want to play?
Yep, I can see
So
that.
at the beginning, so they wanted to, to cater to different tastes, but it's confusing to new players, not to mention logistically complicated to keep all of those different formats in stock,
Right,
just
'cause
to keep
They were both
publishing.
box form and book form.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah. There are box sets and then individual books, as well as digital books themselves. So they are now going to take Old School Essentials and pare it down to 2 core books. So Old School Essentials Player's Book and Referee's Book. So the 2 books form what they will call the 2006 update. So it's going to be 2 256-page hardcover books, the definitive core books. And they'll have some new, there's a lot of like new art and things going into it. But there's a lot of things that a lot of decisions they had to make. So what they're basically going to do is anything that would have been basic and that now is, they're advanced, would have been advanced. They're going to have to kind of play around with it, like things like race as class,
Right.
those sorts of old school things. They're making a lot of optional rules, so they're not going to take anything away, but they're stripping down the experience. And if you want to add those things, you can. So these new books will include 200 new illustrations, so new art for every class and race, including a lot of monsters and a beautiful paintings by Jacob Fleming, introductory materials and examples of play, a glossary and an index of game terms, basic play appendices, which will have. So basically, each book will have content derived from the basic expert D&D rules to provide additional tables if you want to seek that core experience, things that more reflect that. New optional rules, so training, including training, XP for magic items, hovering at death's door, and higher hit die types, a la AD&D. Yes, class tweaks for assassin, barbarian, knight, and ranger classes, and then just minor rule fixes. To kind of do the BX fidelity, things like attacking from behind, sea-based encounters, travel effects, and things like that. But don't worry, these books will be 100% compatible with the older books, so all the old adventures and everything. Nothing is going to need to be updated. It's now going to be 100% OGL-free because this is just going to rely on the SDR, which is in Creative Commons now. What Wizards did. They don't have a final release date yet. Probably early 2026, but you never know how these things go. So they have a big FAQ on their website.
Wow.
And you can even ask questions. There's an email as well to ask questions. So yeah, we're going to get 2 books, about 500, a little over 500 pages now for the rules, and they're splitting it between player and game master. So you can easily run anything from the pure BX style into an experience closer to first edition of AD&D. Yeah, and they talk about like things like race as class, if you like those things. Exalted Funeral will still handle their PDF sales, and they're not going to do a crowdfunder for this because they're going to rely on the game's popularity. This is a good way to get into it. They want to have this available for people to start with. So yeah, they know it's going to be popular, and if this is the thing that they're pushing as the consolidated, the ultimate into the rules, that's it. So they want this to last at least 5 years without having to be modified, and there will be no second edition of Old School Essentials because they're trying to emulate a very specific experience of the BX and the D&D Advanced, so that they're not going to do a second edition D&D Old School Essentials or anything. They're
leaving the door open for someone else to do it, right?
Yeah, right. So they have a very specific view. There'll be a new referee screen. Illustrated by Benjamin Amara, and because of the change in the license that allowed them to do things. So if you have any questions, summon at necroticgames.com is the email on their FAQ, and you can take a look at the FAQ that talks about, gets down kind of granular about, okay, what about this spell or this class or whatever. If there are things that you're
people have better things to do with your time.
Oh.
No, okay. Yeah, like Matt said in the chat, I somehow never played this OSR. but it's OSR, so I kind of know what to expect, right?
Mhm.
But I was thinking, like, do you think this is kind of the standard fate of popular role-playing games,
Mhm.
which get a lot of fan-made supplements
Mm.
or official things? Because one of the okay, it's gonna be Black Friday soon, and I saw say, "Ooh, the Alien Evolved Edition." I'm like,
Ah, yeah,
should
yeah.
I probably shouldn't, right? But I was thinking about how, okay, the game has been around for 5 years.
Mhm, mhm.
Now have feedback, best practices, things
Mm.
that have come out in supplements, and you know what? It's time to kind of look at all of them and maybe collapse it all back together, right?
Right, right.
And this sounds like something
Mm.
similar with
Yeah.
the addition of, okay, we acknowledge that having so many introductory products is confusing for new players, and we want to streamline that point
Mm,
of
mhm,
entry,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So, do you think that's just something that every TTRPG has to do every 5,
Oh,
7,
yeah.
10 years?
Well, I wonder, yeah, I mean, a refresh I don't think is ever bad. I mean, it's good to have, like, classic recognizable books for people to know, oh, that's that game. But I think a refresh is good just to get people that, maybe were players 5 or 10 years ago were really into it and kind of, walked away from it. I think if you give people some other options and things that maybe you thought were missing from the experience or maybe needed to be tweaked, I think that's good. I think some of their big motivation was getting the OGL out of those books.
Yep,
Yeah.
that too. Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
moving to SDR. So, and they even say in the FAQ, does this mean you're going to have to change some monster names and things because there are things that aren't going to be.
Okay.
So they said we haven't decided yet, but that may be part of the process. So the Eye of Terror may be replacing Beholder. We'll have to see.
It's just like a gazer. It's the eye tyrant, orb tyrant, right? There's
Right.
any number of
Yes,
things
yes,
you can
yes.
call it, right?
Right, right. Yeah, so I think that's interesting. And in the case of Alien, I wonder, because it's a licensed IP, I wonder, if they have to kind of keep renewing.
That was a consideration.
Yeah, they have to be putting stuff out, or else it's a dead license, and then the company might want to just send it to somebody else, because I think the licensing is involving a percentage of sales. So if there's no new SKUs coming out for that license, then people
Yeah,
are just like,
gotcha.
oh yeah, this license is dead.
Might again just ask my opinion of Alien Earth. Don't have one since I don't even think I finished that.
Oh yeah,
episode,
sorry. Yeah,
right?
we were watching the first episode together.
That's all
but,
I got.
yeah.
I don't have whatever streaming service on, but yeah.
Yeah, someday we'll.
But that kind of makes me think, like, what you said about companies that have a license,
Mhm, mhm.
if they're not producing new content for it, they're going to be making less money, right? So something like Alien, again, I don't know what the
Mhm.
contract is, probably only for certain things, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like new stuff coming out for
Yeah,
the IP
right.
might mean they'd be
Mhm.
like, okay, can we now use?
Yeah, because I
this,
think
right?
that they even mentioned that that the new movie, that last movie that came out, that is included now in the rule
Which
set.
is kind of why I was like, not that into.
Right? Yeah, because they brought the black goo like really into the
I mean-
alien thing. Like, oh no.
I mean, okay, spoilers for the cinematic
Yes.
adventures of I
Romulus.
guess the first edition
Oh,
of the game.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, because black goo featured heavily
Yeah,
in
yeah.
all of those. Right?
Yeah, yeah. They integrated the Prometheus stuff with the alien stuff, and yeah, I think it was done well, so you could kind of like lean away from it, or you didn't have to.
You're talking the
The original
adventures.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. It wasn't so in your face. I mean, in the rules, yeah, it does exist.
You know
and
what?
yeah.
we should find time to play
Mhm.
Heart of Darkness
Mhm.
or whatever, because we've done Chariot of the Gods.
Oh yeah, yeah.
a bunch of times. Both you and I have run it.
Right.
I ran part of, or some of, Destroy of Worlds. You
Mhm.
did too, didn't you?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, we
And
ran that. Yeah, we did that on there.
Heart of Darkness
Yeah.
is the third one.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's a new cinematic with the
Evolved edition.
Evolved edition. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
touching it.
There's a new bug. Yeah, there's a new box set.
Also, I called.
Uh,
I mean, it wasn't that. It wasn't that much of a leap, but I called how they're going to do. It was trucker, marine,
Mhm.
scientist, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
terms
yeah.
of like the themes of the
Right. Oh
the
yeah.
cinematic
Right.
one,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder what the new. I
I'm
wonder
not
what.
that smart. You could have put it there, too, right?
I wonder what the new one is. Yeah. I wonder what the
Oh, and
focus
I
is going to be.
suppose the aboard like the half size one in the core book, Hadley's Last Hope, was colonist.
Yes.
Character
Right.
colonist,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. All right. Well, this is a strange move. We were talking about digital things and things going free. Fantasy Grounds, the virtual tabletop, has announced, "Hey, we're free." They didn't have a huge expense. I think there was a subscription, but basically they had the same model as Foundry. You pay a licensing fee and you have access to the software. And it's similar, though, I think, to Foundry in that you host games. So you're running a local server that then has to be accessed. So that might be a little difficult for me being so far away from the players. We may have connection difficulties again, but we'll find out if it's a better mechanism, a better way that they handle that. Foundry just says leave this port open and you're port forwarding to a specific place. And a lot of ISPs in Japan are like, it did no. You're not going to do that. So that makes it a little difficult. We got away with it for a while, but I think all of a sudden somebody went clink and they aren't going to reopen that. So I'll have to see about the functionality, but this is an interesting move. So Smiteworks, US they're based in Florida, has moved to a completely free model. So a new era for one of the most feature-rich and long-standing platforms in digital tabletop gaming. Okay. So yeah, players can now host and join unlimited games without needing to purchase a software license or subscription. They previously had a one-time $50, similar to Foundry Ultimate license, or a recurring fee for they had their own hosting service, which is cool. I wish Foundry would do that, would move that in-house, because now there's like multiple ways that you can host Foundry games on servers. Some of them are a little dicey. Some of them are like getting some Oracle server set up with a free account. And there's a lot of strange stuff, but they're also like a kind of $5 a month hosting. I wish, they would bring that in-house. Maybe that's more than they want to do, though. But yeah, so Fantasy Grounds does that. They probably will still offer that for hosted games, because then you get the connectivity that you need. You don't have to worry about, everybody's ISP. So now that means that players and game masters will have access to their robust automation tools, the versatile rule set support, customizable interface, and refreshed visuals. And it does look good. I popped that up. It looks like a lot more to learn. Every VTT's got its own learning curve, and they call things different things and a map and a scene, and I wish I was smart enough to do that, but everything's going to be entirely free of charge. So Doug Davison, the president of Smiteworks, said, by removing the license barrier, we're making Fantasy Grounds more accessible to the global tabletop gaming community. Whether you're a veteran GM or first-time player, we want everyone to experience how powerful and immersive virtual tabletops can be with zero upfront costs. So the software, now free to play, and you'll be able to unlock thousands of titles from the world's largest library of officially licensed game content. They don't have a huge system, but the huge set of game systems, but I think that is because a lot of them are third-party kind of free modules that Foundry has produced. So Foundry has a huge list of things, but it's not all official. It's all like fan-made, so it could be taken down. I think some of them have been disabled at some time, because once there's an official one, you can't. The fan-made stuff is not gonna be around. You've got a large set of officially licensed content. Thousands of premium art, map, and token assets, over 300 sets of addictive to roll digital dice sets. That's the one thing that Fantasy Grounds is impressive. They've got the little dice chain at the bottom of the 3D dice, and you just like flick them onto the tabletop, and they just digitally roll, and they bounce around and make all kinds of sounds. Some of that's kind of a pain to get implemented in a lot of other VTTs. If this is always set up that way, and if you can reskin them for various games, that's pretty cool. Especially for streaming. That makes the streaming thing kind of fun. So they are also doing, in addition to that, they're doing a major update. So they've launched beta access to the new Fantasy Grounds online reader. So this is a web-based compendium tool. So this will give you access to your library. So every game book and everything you're going to buy through them, you'd have to start up the app or go through the website to actually see the content, to read the rules and everything. This is going to be a web-based tool on any device. You're going to be able to access that probably lightweight, more easily than if you have to, load the whole application itself. So it's giving a new level of accessibility to the users, so you can browse the books, adventures, and rule sets on the go. So that's kind of cool. If you could prep for an adventure on your phone, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, I mean that's I think it's definitely a worthwhile thing for them to be doing. I'm sure there's sales, but the prices of the core rules and the adventures is pretty steep.
really?
Yeah, it's like $50 a book basically,
That's average
and
books.
and it's kind of locked to Fantasy Grounds. But with the reader, that means it's going to be a little. You'll be able to see it in different places. You're not getting a PDF, but you're going to have a more versatile reader to use for that library. So that's all in beta right now. So they're moving to do that. Yeah, and this is so Fantasy Grounds, that's great that they're doing this because they're 20 years old. Wow. Yeah, so 2004. I remember seeing them early days and being like, like having
Role-play online? Who wants to do that?
Yeah, no way. But yeah, their early days, the dynamic HTML or whatever they were doing to make that happen, it looked rough, but it was one of the earliest functional, and I think they have accomplished much more and kind of refined their product much more than Roll20 has. Roll20 is still such a garbage mess, and
We went from being sponsored by
oh, that's it. We're not. And so it's cool. It's cool they're going to free to use, and I wonder if this will put pressure on Roll20 to offer more because they have all of their stuff paywalled.
Right.
Like if you want to use any sort of macros or scripting or anything in any sort of advanced way specific to your games, you have to pay the pro subscription. So I really don't like that. So so the bye to that $50 license, and now you can play D&D, Pathfinder, Level Up, Traveler, Call of Cthulhu, and many more. So over 50 game systems and 3,000 products available on Fantasy Grounds.
500 of them are D&D.
Yes, quite a few of them are D&D, but not to be left behind, and not to
Roll20 is going free too.
No, I wish. Yeah, no. This was an interesting move too because I backed this on their crowdfunding and everything, so I've been kind of following the development. Alchemy finally released their 1.0, their full release version, and it's pretty good. We had a little bit of connectivity problems, but that might have been related to updates, it not pushing the full update yet. But Alchemy, the VTT at alchemyrpg.com, it's hard to find sometimes, is now completely available to play as well. So they've released, so they have all previous restrictions for subscription and everything, because that was the one thing. If you just have a free account, you have like just 1 or 2 character slots. Right. So every time we were having people jump on, they were like, oh, it's asking me to sign up. So that's gone. And so on November 11th, they announced that there will be now they're going to go with a supporter model. They're not going to call you a subscriber. They're going to call you a supporter. So you'll be
nicer.
Yes. Yeah. You'll be an alchemist if you pay a subscription. Okay. And so what will you get for free to play in this update? You'll get unlimited access. So free users now have access to unlimited games, unlimited characters, and unlimited universes, which is there's what they call game systems, and then unlimited voice and video chat. So hopefully that doesn't crash their servers. That's gonna be rough. So no paywalls at all to limit your experience, and they very often are included in crowdfunding as Alchemy assets for a lot of free league content and stuff are part of the some sort of tier or some sort of goal. So that will be unlocked. So you'll have access to a lot of really nice looking assets. They got a lot of, and it's more theater of the mind. They don't have the super the really crazy tactical map stuff with shadows and light sources and things. The way that
play a flipping
I know. So it's much more for theater of the mind, but it's gorgeous. They really get official art, and then they do animations and things that make it really gorgeous. So you'll have access to all their supported game systems, including a free entry point with the core mechanics and character sheets needed to play. So you don't even have to buy any of the assets if you want to make up stuff yourself, which you can bring in your own assets. You'll have access to all the core stuff that they support, and their new supporter model, like I said, there will be called Alchemist, and you'll get benefits, including like marketplace. So there'll be like accruing credits that will basically be marketplace credits that you can use to purchase content if you keep supporting them. You get voting rights on future features and which games they should be licensing, and early access to new stuff. So I think that's a much friendlier way to go instead of just paywalling things, because I was a little worried about the success of Alchemy, because it was the most expensive. It's more expensive than Roll20, but I kind of been supporting them early on, so kept with it. So yeah, interesting choice now. So only Roll20 is basically the last
Getting left in the
standing.
dust.
Yeah. With their, so we may see some change in that. Although they do have a pretty large player base already, so we'll see if people might be locked in.
I can't leave with all my stuff. All my stuff is here.
Yes. And finally, a last call for Lankhmar. So yeah, we were talking a little bit about this. Matt and I did an unboxing of everything he ordered during the last Goodman game sale.
Cool.
That Lankhmar box set is amazing. If you're a fan of that setting at all, those resources can be used in any game system, or you can just geek out on the amount of detail and research that went into, like, describing every aspect of the city, every patron, every type of alcohol, that was created by every region, and really, really well done.
So what I'm hearing is this lends itself well to a Matt Mercer style Critical Role thing, where you just have oodles and oodles of box text to read its description and everything. So you've ordered the whatever. Let me describe the flavor.
Yes. So gather your party and take a trip to a city full of adventure and surprise with this bundle from Humble Bundles. Yeah, so it's the Dungeon Crawl Classics powered Lankhmar setting. So Lankhmar Saga, it's 15 distinct adventure sets within the legendary city, including the greatest thieves in Lankhmar, gang lords of Lankhmar, blasphemy and larceny in Lankhmar, and more, plus the printed box set and adventure bundle. So you'll get a code for the highest tier, which I believe is $40. That gives you a code for, the box set I think is like $60, $70. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty good, and it's really packed full of, there's a full map with the city, a full city map, and there's really cool stuff in that set. I'll put a link to our unboxing so you can see everything. And this goes to support the No Kid Hungry campaign. And so the tiers are, so for $1 you can get the Masks of Lankhmar, their intro adventure, Gangs of Lankhmar, and then the Patrons books, as well as Monsters and Magic. So kind of everything. Oh, it's a 5th edition conversion supplement for Lankhmar. Wow. So they did that as well. I guess, Goodman Games has always have one foot in 5e. So that's just for $1. You can pretty much have, Lankhmar setting that you can even use in 5e. For $8, you'll get more of you'll get the second through looks like 9th or 11th of the adventures. So each of the adventures, and kind of going up in character level, as well as their DCC Day adventure pack, their free RPG Day adventure. $12, and this is still all digital content. We'll give you pretty much everything up to adventure number 15, VTT maps and tokens pack, and the Greatest Thief of Lankhmar tournament module. And then the $40 is where you get the physical and digital. So that's all 25 items that were available in the other levels, plus a coupon. This goes through the Goodman Games website, so make sure you can order from them. Make sure, because I think that their shipping internationally is just insane. It's crazy amounts of money.
You must pay for shipping separately.
Yeah. So you're paying for shipping separately. So you're getting this $40 gives you a coupon to order the adventure bundle box set, but you're gonna still have to pay for the shipping. So if you're very far away, it's probably not a good deal. So be in North America is my advice.
How can I make this shipping? Be in North America. Right? Yeah.
But this is a great value, because each of these books is like $25 to $40 for the physical books each. And it's a very, very tempting. So if you have any interest in setting, if you enjoy the Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser stories, this is amazing. This is like an amazing celebration of the setting. And it's a shame it's going away.
Is it going away?
I think that that's why they're
suspected.
Yeah, that the license is done. I found some results. I couldn't find a confirmation of any of those results, but I found a result that said they were still in negotiations and they had renewed in 2023, but they wouldn't be doing this if that was the case.
Think about, I still can sour about Netrunner, even though they were but no company goes, well, we lost the license. Well, okay, sometimes they do. They're like, we decided to discontinue, or we're so who knows, but you're probably right.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, this is a good chance. This is everything they produce for Lankhmar for $25. That's not bad, because considering Goodman Games prices are not cheap. But yeah, and the physical thing, I love when they do physical pledges. I've done this with Paizo in the past. I think the Pathfinder starter set and Starfinder starter set have been physical, so you get a coupon as part of your pledge. So yeah, it's worth checking out, and I'll put the link to our unboxing so you can actually see what stuff looks like, and you can see Matt literally drooling on some of the materials.
Hopefully not onto the stuff you unboxed, right?
Right. Yeah, it was really, really well done. Really good stuff. All right, so that's going to do it for this week. So where can people find you?
Blue Sky, now that I'm unsuspended. And still bitter about that.
Ooh.
And Instagram too occasionally. I gotta find someplace else to be. But I don't have the time to start I don't have the time to start a blog, right? I'm just able to fire things off and go, cool. I don't have time to sit down and actually write anything. But yeah, that's Hivemind, HYVEMYND. Oh, and here, I suppose.
Oh, yes, yes.
And how about you?
So I do a single panel gag cartoon, but enough about that. These cartoons. I'm going to try to figure out a new way to be streaming it. I want to start physically drawing the cartoon on paper again, because I'm really tired of the disposability of digital. But what I want to promote is a project that I worked on previously in the past. rcharvey.com is just an archive. We lost RC Harvey a few years ago, and he was a comics and cartoon journalist that wrote prolifically. So about 30 years of his writing is available on the website. I was the editor for the website for all of those years. And it's open. It's now a free archive. It used to be a subscription. So he's written for Comics Journal, Comics Buyer's Guide, and basically has a really great writing style. And yeah, a huge archive of his content is up there. I'm not promoting it enough because it's a great resource that once he passed, we switched to just a free for all archive. So yeah, rcharvey.com. I'll put a link in the description. And if you like what we're doing here, on the weekly, consider becoming a weekling.
The strongest of all supporters.
You can do that at patreon.com/upturntable. Let us know what you'd like to see more of on the weekly. Let us know about how our new video is coming across.
No one's complaining.
It seems we're a little bit stable. So maybe we were losing our video converter was what was the bottleneck. But upturntable.com is our main website, and on all social media, upturntable. On the Patreon, you get the RSS feed of the audio for the full live streams every week when we do the weekly, plus anytime we post the audio for actual plays or any stuff that's not too visual. Like anything that's too visual doesn't work, but the RSS feed is available to all patrons, all levels. You can also become a member on YouTube by clicking that join button. It gets all the same content except the RSS feed but it does also give you access to the Discord. So we've kind of members only Discord, so that doesn't get too unruly. And which we're talking about all the actual play things that are going on, and that's another good way to hit us up with questions and with also just discussion about what's coming up on the channel. So that's going to do it for this week. I'll see you next week.
Later, mortals.
Goodbye. All right. So back with the chat. Yeah, that was really fun. The doing that Lankhmar unboxing. We'll do some other stuff like that. Yeah, let me make sure that gets into the description on the on this video. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh yeah, Matt's talking about, yeah, so Matt's cool with both of them going free to play. Hope Alchemy really hope for Alchemy that it doesn't be because they are, yeah, it's not because they're struggling. Yeah, I really think I think maybe those companies have realized people are just going to accept the kind of crazy price of the books and the things that they're going to play. They're going to unlock the assets, the digital assets they need to play their sessions, and that's going to be a constant profit. You know, you're going to be unlocking new adventures, new modules, new assets for your campaign, or if you're switching a system, you're going to unlock new books, and that might be enough profit as opposed to just kind of trying to bleed everybody for, you know, like $5 a month or whatever. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and if there's no movement on Roll20's part, then yeah, that might mean that they are struggling to with player numbers, because I think we had a who knows how accurate it was, but I think we had an estimate of how many players Roll20 had, and I'm sure it was, you know, insanely inflated by a pandemic, just like D&D Beyond and everybody else's numbers. But we'll see. And I don't know, maybe they're also bracing a little bit for the fact that they might lose all of their 5e players if Wizards of the Coast makes maps an actual viable thing. Like if maps gets better and you can seamlessly move back and forth between D&D Beyond and maps, you're not going to go to them for 5e anymore. Like they're going to lose all that 5e player base. So we'll see. I mean, depending on where you are in your campaign and everything, because I really felt that when we tried out Roll20's integration with Demiplane, that was pretty cool. Like that made Daggerheart much more you know, tolerable is to have a really cool you know, character sheet that you could build with online digital tools, and then boom, put it right into the VTT. So I can see that, you know, really taking a big bite out of their 5e player bases for both for basically anybody that's not D&D Beyond maps. I can see that being painful. And yeah, if people if it's a good way, and I like what Alchemy said about all of their rule sets, the basic rules and character sheets are all going to be available for free. So you literally could play on that VTT completely free if you made your own content, you know, if you didn't buy any of their licensed stuff. But with Alchemy, it's kind of a shame because their stuff is just so gorgeous. Yeah, it's worth getting some of their you know, just their backgrounds and animation packs and stuff through them, just to have in those libraries. It's good stuff. But yeah, so we'll we'll see what the future. I mean, I think all of them got a yeah, kind of a inflated sense of self once everybody was playing online. They were like, wow, the gravy train is here and it's never gonna die. That probably caused a little bit of confusion for the bean counters. It's like, okay, I guess this is a viable business model. So yeah, we'll see what shifts around. Oh, looks like we lost Vero. Good night, Vero. Cool, but yeah, it seems like we're kind of stable. So I wonder if the choke point was the video converter. It may have been dying because we were using the same one for more than 5 years. So who knows? Yeah. So let me. Sorry, I just want to make sure the unboxing is in there. Such a pain in the ass to do it without. do it without a subscription. All right. But yeah, so Will may be out tomorrow, so we'll have to Matt and I might have to come up with something to do online, or we'll just take it off. I have a an unboxing for the you can't see it. You can see just the bottom of the box. What became so Blacklist Miniatures sold off the license to their fantasy second series, and Wildspire, who had already been doing miniatures, kind of those kind of just generic role-playing miniatures, picked them up and fulfilled their crowdfunder, which they were not going to be able to do. They're having huge problems just doing the first series. North American logistics, I guess, fell apart, which I didn't know. My stuff came straight from China, and I got it really early. And I've loved those miniatures. Anytime, Frostgrave or whatever, we need some, wild boars, rolling on a table of monsters, and that box has everything. It has something that you can proxy for everything. It may not be an ice spider, but it is a giant spider. So yeah, this stuff works really well for just having to grab, random monsters out, and they do for if you're 5e players or just D&D players, the class race combos for everything, every gender, and then every class race combo they produced a miniature for. So you have something that could represent any NPC or any kind of default characters. So so I have to just finish editing that, and it was hard to go through because the way that they made it possible to fulfill is they didn't do the nice vacuum form trays for everything. So there's just multiple Ziploc bags full of identical, sets of, things that came off of the molds at the same time. So, and instead of doing 5 of everything, I think they did 4 of everything. So you got like 25 fewer miniatures. They are identical sculpts for all 5. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, but it's more board gamey in that way, that it's just, they're just pawns kind of representing that. But it's a nice nice set, and I'm glad they fulfilled the second set. The other thing that they didn't do, I think they took over the first series as well. They maintained that in the first series, but for the second series, nothing got any sort of translucent plastic. It's all gray plastic, so nothing, any of the monsters or things that would have been elementals or slime or whatever, they don't have any color to them. They don't have any transparency. So that's a shame. They couldn't get that to happen. But yeah, it's a nice set, and I'm basically doing the unboxing all over again. But I'm just explaining. It wasn't easy to interestingly unbox because I couldn't show you trays of things under the camera. It was one at a time, pulling them out. So yeah, but not as great as our Lankhmar unboxing. That was fun. All right, so yeah, we'll have to get back to that. Yeah, we've got new support along with the City of My Nightmares and the Carpathia supplements that they released. I got the Giants book as well. So we were kind of leaning a little bit into Giants, and there was the talk of the Giants destroyed one of the previous castles, one of the previous headquarters of the society. So it may work in Giants, may figure in well, or we can just see what happens in Stockholm. That sounds pretty climactic. It sounds like it's a pretty big, and we still have also the of course England, Ireland, but also the seasons. There's another set of mysteries that are based on seasons, and so those will all be around Uppsala, around Scandinavia themselves. So I'll have to see what the players are up for, and I might just do a greatest hits. If there's some really good mysteries in some of those other collections, I can kind of customize our campaign to work well. So yeah, we'll see. Boy, Matt, how long ago did we unbox that? I can't find that Lankhmar. Yes, but yeah, good stuff. Or Matt may just play some more Don't Starve on stream if we can't figure anything out. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, so that game too, Matt, will probably go to online retail, and so it'll probably be able to find a cheaper copy of it one of those days. Probably just only with the acrylic standees, but that looked really fun. It looked like and Glass Cannon. I still haven't unboxed their Apex Legends board game, but they're pretty good at emulating video game mechanics in a board game, but still making it tight, and it feels like the experience, but the board game is, still its own enjoyable thing. It's not, you're not doing kind of stupid things just because that's what the board game does. They do a lot of good play testing and tweaking. So I'll have to find our unboxing. Yeah, a month or two ago. Yes. Oh, Matt said I had prepared. If I had prepared, we could have done Swords of Serpentine discussion, but I want some time to put that together. Oh yeah, okay. Oh, and Matt, I guess I can ask you this on the stream. I was going to ask you this privately, but I had a fun idea because you mentioned you had videos. You have the raw video files for some of your old discussions from your previous YouTube channel, and you guys were around when 5e launched. So what about using some clips and like your original opinions, your original reactions to 5e, and then 10 years later going back and talking about, how you feel about, and how you feel about it. And basically we can include things like the OGL scandal and a lot of stuff that's happened that's changed, people's connection, with that game. Would that be a fun, I thought that might be, because you have that content, like you have that, so I don't think we ever did. We played 5e, but we never did an unboxing or a kind of a talk about any of those new books. They just kind of came up when it was available. They came up in the game group. I think IO Red Hands maybe had some podcasts talking about their expectations and things because they were following earlier development because they played 4e together, and then we're talking about their expectations for 5e. But I know that you and Will, Matt and Will, I think maybe your son too, talked about 5e. So it might be fun. It might be fun just to say, "Oh wow, how could we have been so wrong?" Or maybe a lot of your opinions are still valid. During its lifespan, it's been the same. Hey Quark, how's it going? Good to see Quark in the chat. Yeah, I should bring up the chat on here as well. Nice to see. Yeah, that's the thing. Same for me, Matt, with Old School Essentials. I've got the books and it's just never come up. And it would be a great thing. Like with all the modules we were looking at, all the kind of classic modules and stuff for basic and expert, and even the advanced D&D first edition, Old School Essentials, we could just, jump right into one of those classic adventures with the OSE rules and have a lot of fun. Yeah. And that's the thing I keep hearing, and I really want to find out if that's true, because panicking and looking through word searching through a PDF or flipping through pages of a physical book is really frustrating, like mid session. So I really would like to see if the organization of the book is as good as everybody says it is, that you can find things and it's like right at your fingertips. It's a nice resource. I'm hoping that's the case. But yeah, we've never had to, never tried that out for sure. But yeah, what's going on? Yeah, nice. Oh, nice. Gork's going to work. Oh, okay. Matt was saying that. Yeah, I checked out your channel a long time ago, like when we first started playing together, and I thought I saw like you did a thing on 5e, but if you didn't, yeah, that's cool. Nice. And we probably wouldn't need too much. We could probably even use whatever is still on YouTube or still out there on the internet as just the this is my initial reaction, but now yeah. We've come up with a funny way to kind of move between the two the two pieces of video. How could I have been so wrong? But yeah, I'm not finding. Oh, there it is. Unboxing Lankhmar. Finally. Okay, it's going into the description, so yeah, please check that out. Oh, but yeah, we'll figure something out for tomorrow. Maybe I'll just paint some epic warpath. But yeah, if we're just down to Matt and I will come up with something that grumpy old guys can do easily. Right. Cool. Let me save that. Yeah, so the Lankhmar YouTube the YouTube unboxing is up there now. But yeah, that's fun. Or we can just watch we can just have a live commentary of the new Deathstalker movie from Discord. We'll watch it on Discord and do a commentary. Yeah, so very cool. Yeah, I've been really enjoying painting the Steamforged, what they did with the War Machine stuff. And kind of like they're kind of combining War Machine and Hordes into one thing now, not making it, because it was Warma Hordes for the longest time. And I think they still keep, like, War Beasts and the Jacks still have their different damage systems and different currencies. But yeah, it's good. Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I got to check out that Last Samurai Standing. Yeah, I'm curious what actors are in it and stuff, if it was a Japanese production. Cool. Yeah, it's good to see. I mean, that's the only thing that I'm happy about, what Netflix is doing internationally, is it's releasing a lot of stuff and pretty close to the releases in Japan of Japanese content with subtitles, with English subtitles. So a couple of the popular TV shows are already on streaming with English. So that's nice. You don't see that a lot. And then that the latest Gundam release got the G-Quox got a kind of simultaneous international release. It kind of died out really fast, though. While the release was going on, there was a bit of excitement about it, and it died really fast. They couldn't get the model kits into the stores fast enough, and I think the scalpers were out purchasing them. So you couldn't even, like, as the episodes were coming out and they have the new models for, like, the suit that was featured in that week's episode, you couldn't even get them because people were just buying them up. That was the amazing thing to be in Japan during the Gundam 00 premiere on television, is that week's episode, you go to the big box store or the model store or the Gundam store, and they have that model for that week. That was like, that doesn't get any better. That's super 80s kind of, like, the product placement, weekly episode stuff that really was amazing. And it just, maybe they just can't do that anymore. Based on cost and logistics and stuff, and with the awareness of so many people being able to jump on things that are popular, the shelves are empty because somebody will buy out the entire inventory of stuff. So yeah, maybe that's just not possible anymore with everybody using online auctions and things. And there's even services I've seen where if you want to buy stuff from Japanese auction sites, there's companies that will bid on stuff for you, like proxy bid, and send it to you and add a little fee and stuff. So everybody's got some, skanky ass hustle that they're doing that's just like polluting, and I can't believe how much stolen stuff is fenced on these websites as well. That's nonsense, because that's what there was some CEO of some smaller company just got arrested for heisting a bunch of Pokemon cards, like cases of Pokemon cards, and he was just gonna, like, sell them at a card store. It's like they are just like openly fencing stolen goods. There's no verification. You don't see invoices or anything. It's just like, oh, you've got a pallet of Pokemon cards. Great, bring them over. Super shady. Oh yeah, I'll have to check. What's a lot of the stuff is kind of silly. Some kind of similar, like romance stuff. Yeah, I'm blanking on all the English titles though, because the English title and the Japanese title are super different, so they're not even like a one-to-one translation in the most for the most part. Let me see if I can see on Netflix what there is. Oh, nice. So Quark says watching Nadam Cantabile on Netflix. Oh, it was awesome. Oh, nice. Nadame learned Japanese watching the show over and over. Oh, that's cool. What is it? Nadame Kanta. Nice. Yeah, I'm not. There we go. Remember. Yeah, there's a funny there's a good what's it called? Yeah, I think because I have the default. Oh, that's an interesting thing that they do. They don't do language breakdowns. Japanese Netflix has a ton of British and Indian releases, and they don't break down, like they don't have the categories and sections. I guess you can do searches. What's the one? Vivant is fun. Vivant is kind of their attempt at a kind of a 24 kind of international espionage kind of spy thing. Which it's the same, that the name's the same in both. But yeah, Vivant's kind of fun. It was really popular on TV when it was out. It's all anime. Yeah, searching by language. Can I search by language and not anime? Jesus. Yeah, I'm blanking on a couple of the titles. Oh, shoot. But yeah, sorry, I won't. We'll go. But I'll put together a list of stuff that's been popular and done well. Yeah, they try to do reality shows in Japan, but people don't fight. Like, people avoid confrontation, and they are very, shy and slow with the relationships and stuff. So like a lot of the put people in the same apartment together and get them to hate each other or date or whatever, that stuff just doesn't work as well here. It's very funny. They try it, like they try to do like Japanese Bachelor and stuff, but it just doesn't work as well because they're very slow and too practical, I think. Yeah, it's funny. Nice. But that these are movies, but that I think it's based on the manga, but the Golden Kamui has a second movie out. That's pretty good. That's pretty well done. It's an adaptation. There's an anime, and now there's a live action movie, but it's all Japanese produced. So that's pretty good. That's the a World War One. They find the cache of gold around the time of it's like kind of World War One, like Japan, Russia, and yeah, so it's an interesting like historical setting, and then a fun kind of adventure in in like Hokkaido kind of area. All right, what am I doing here? Nice. Okay. Yes, I know that. Okay, thanks, Quark. I didn't recognize from the Romaji. That's the thing. I don't know why Japan pretends that they they use Romaji in their system, because I've found many times in the banking system, if your name is in Roman characters, they may have trouble, verifying who you are. It's just nonsense. I can understand why some people choose like kanji names, or like take their wife's name and do some kind of they change their name for Japan, because having kanji like simplifies all paperwork processes and everything very much. It's a real pain in the ass, and especially because when it's digital, a lot of these older systems, they only allow so many characters in certain fields, and the longer your name is, and depending on katakana or the Roman alphabet, it doesn't fit. And yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, Oh, there we go. I didn't. Yeah, I haven't watched as much Japanese stuff, but the theatrical releases in Japan are getting better. They've stopped trying to do a lot of the horror stuff, and they're kind of leaning more into Japanese culture and historical stuff. So there's been some good stuff recently, and of course the revival of Godzilla, like them actually making good Godzilla movies again is shocking. So yeah, we're getting Godzilla -0, I think, is the next one. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, we got to play sometime too that King in Yellow 80s Japan setting for Call of Cthulhu. That might be, depending on how long that campaign is, that might be a fun thing to jump into for a few sessions, just because we can have some fun. All right, take care, Quark. Nice, thanks for stopping by. Always cool to see you in the chat. Have a good day. Good work day. All right. Nice. Yeah, so Matt and I will see what we can come up with for tomorrow. Yeah, but we definitely have to do some swords discussion, because Matt did a flip through of the book, the core rulebook, and was kind enough to for Christmas send out to our group the core rulebook, because that's what we're gonna pick up either right at the end of this year, probably end of this year. So in December we'll pick up Swords of the Serpentine, and so now we have the core rules, which is awesome. I really appreciate a physical book, and I know that wasn't easy to get here. So that's very, very awesome, and it arrived in really good condition too. I'm surprised. Like, once it gets into the hands of Japan Post, it's going to be handled well. But sometimes I've had stuff that all the stuff that I shipped from the U.S. To Japan literally looked like it was drop kicked, into the airplanes or whatever they put it on. It was just, some of the boxes were just smashed open and this mummy like retaped. Like it was horrible how badly that stuff was handled. And I think it was just getting it out of the Midwest, to probably California or wherever they staged it was the problem. Just it's a nightmare how just basic services have collapsed in the U.S. Nice. But yeah, so there wasn't really anything else that I had to kind of edit it out for this week. I definitely wanted to mention that Lankhmar. And also that's an affiliate link. So anybody that's interested, please order through our link. That helps us for the channel. We've got an account now. It's an all over advertising account. Like, I guess Humble Bundle gave up their affiliate. They used to have their own affiliate program. They gave that up and they handed it over to a bigger company. So yeah, that would be nice. I think we've got, so Miniature Market and Humble Bundle are all under that same affiliate. So that helps the channel, because we get little bonuses for everything that goes through. But yeah. So now I'm wondering if we should try to fit in a quick old school essentials thing too. That would be fun to play some of those old modules that in that style. Some of the old classic stuff. Yeah, we should just go down the list. Yeah, what was that? Because we were looking at they were in the Wikipedia page when I was looking through the list of modules. There was a list of the top whatever that like Dungeon Magazine or somebody had put together, and it would be fun to play through some of the top ones that either we never touched or we're done so long ago. I can't find that default list. There's some of these I don't even want to, some of these websites that I don't even want to touch. Yeah, Strahd is maybe too familiar to too many people. Yeah. Oh yeah, here. Okay, cool. Here, this seems to be a good This is N World, so it seems to be. Yeah, so Ravenloft is number 1. Temple of Elemental Evil, number 2. Keep on the Borderland, number 3. Tomb of Horrors, number 4. Red Hand of Doom, number 5. Yeah, Castle Amber. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it was Calarion that was saying good things about Castle Amber and kind of how trippy it is. Yeah, a decidedly Edgar Allan Poe feel for a module. That might be fun. And then Against the Giants. Yeah. Queen of the Spiders. Oh yeah, that thing that ends with Queen of the Spiders. They're talking about the Giants. Yeah, that's right. Against the Giants, leading into a campaign that went to Queen of the Spiders. Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh, Isle of Dread, Whispering Cairn, and the Lost City, and the Lost Caverns of Salkanath. Nice. Oh, this is against the 15. Desert of Desolation and The Night Below. Cool. Yeah, there's some stuff in there. It'd be fun to revisit. But yeah, Old School Essentials. We should give that a try, and maybe with the new books too. That might be a good excuse. Pick up the new books and then see. I'd like to see how they handled that by trying to take one rule set, like one volume for players, one volume for game masters or referees, and including both BX and advanced, kind of experiences, and letting you kind of modularly or optional rules decide how much or how little of each experience you're going to have. Nice. Yeah, I'd like to try something with an old school rule set that we've never played before. And we've got it's not going to be shipping anytime soon, but we've got Dragonbade Trudvang coming out. They'll probably give us some sort of early quick start or something. That might be a good thing to make characters for and try out. Oh yeah, lots of stuff. Oh, that's right. And that'll be a fun thing. Once that comes out, I have the Come the Come compilation. I guess it is. It's the compilation of the Riot Mind stuff, right? Because I guess when they bought it, they got the rights to the Riot Mind stuff. So Come produced a book as an optional buy for their Trudvang board game that was the Trudvang RPG. But that'll be good. That'll be a good single volume source to be able to compare the Dragonbane setting book with that original one. So I think it's just a collection of the Riot Minds rule set, which isn't going to be that useful. But they did some funny stuff once they got the rights to that. And then that's a shame that that Trudvang board game ended up being one of those where they had to okay, let's take a step back and let's refine the rules. And that was in the middle of the production process, and 2 years after the crowdfunder, they announced that they're going to have to kind of take a look and refine the rules. And that was Eric M. Lang, so I was surprised. That was a little bit of a misstep. And I wonder if it was just kind of materials and productions decisions and stuff, the way that they originally intended to do stuff ended up being kind of expensive. I don't know. So it does look like they reduced numbers of cards and kind of what you're doing with things a little bit in the rules, and that may have just been a money thing as much as a playability thing. Oh yeah, that's cool. Working towards White Plume Mountain in Tunnels and Trolls someday. Nice. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Castle Amber would be fun. Yeah, I wonder if Castle Amber with Old School Essentials might be a fun, quick thing to do. Because especially if it's got some nice visual assets and stuff that's been around for a while too. People have produced, a lot of fans. There's a lot of fan supported stuff. That was the thing I was really surprised about. There are a ton of Star Trek fans, but I guess there's not a lot of Star Trek RPG fans, because when I was looking for assets for putting together our Star Trek adventure stuff, that just wasn't as much as I expected, of digital ships and layouts of things, and think that was much more. The fandom is much more old school, so they're not producing as many as many assets. So I think I used a lot of like grabs from the from TV or movies or whatever. Same thing with Space 1999. There was almost nothing for that. That was really hard to find anything extra. Nice. Started an OSR side game. Okay, side game. Yeah. Abyss wants to play with us again. Doesn't want to do one shots. Oh, yeah. That's there we go. Just whenever. So it'll be kind of random when things line up. Yeah. That would be very fun. Yeah, if you guys are cool with old school essentials, I can start putting that together. And I guess we'd have to talk real quickly about how we wanted to play it, if we wanted to do it BX or advanced kind of rules, and then just do some characters, have a session 0, and then do some ongoing. And if the characters, depending on how you guys do in there, use that. I mean, that's probably the strangest place to start, because what is the I'm sorry, what is the level for was it 3 through 6? Yeah, because it's expert. Oh, that's right, it's expert. So maybe we should start with a so this is the expert series, so maybe we should start with a basic. I don't know, should you keep on the Borderlands, but we'll figure something out. That would be fun to do. OSR. I haven't ever run any I mean, when it wasn't old school, when it was normal school, when it was contemporary school, but I haven't done anything in a long time with that old stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tag team. That would be good. Nice. Yeah, that'd be very fun to do some of the old school adventure stuff. And plus there's so much I don't know if there's a lot of examples, but a lot of people have analyzed those modules to death, so there's a lot of probably some inspirational analysis and stuff that might be fun to play. Let's find a basic Leah, let's do a BX a BX OSR campaign. That'd be fun. Then I think I know I have the digital OSR. I don't have the original, like the box set. I have the expert box set. I don't have the core box set for old school essentials, but I definitely have the digital. So we'll pick a oh, cool. Oh, that might be good too. Yeah, just take a look at their stuff. We can use their kind of starting adventures to get our level up. Cool. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's fun. That'd be fun to have. And we can even like switch systems, if depending on how we want to do things, because there's tons of kind of compatible. Oh, wow, the refrigerator kicked on and everything kind of skipped a beat there. Crazy. Yeah, compressor on that little refrigerator made quite a sound. I hope we're not losing the refrigerator as well. Oh man. But yeah, let's see what so I want to, so that was the New Year's resolution for Chris, nothing over 6 millimeters for this year, but we are coming to the end of the year, so I might try to drag Chris into a couple of 28 millimeter practice games, because I really think kind of the rule set for Infinity will kind of freak Chris out, be like, yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there. And going back to War Machine would be fun too. We'll see though. That's pretty crunchy though. That's not not as easy to jump into. Although I'm not sure what they did in the latest version. They may have consolidated some rules, make it a little easier. Yeah, I wonder if that's good. Yeah, things have stuck. I wonder if it was just the conversion of the video was not going well, so it was crashing OBS. That's very possible. So, and we have this nice golden color now and everything except that instead of the sickly green, we used to look like we were all malnourished. Or in a 90s cyberpunk movie in that green. That's a thing that's going to be really identifiable, like late 90s, early 2000s, the unnecessary kind of color gradings, like some movies, and even like Lord of the Rings has that a little bit. Peter Jackson went like real overboard on a few of the color grading decisions, like Moria. When they're in the caves or the mines of Moria, it's just so blue, and like Matrix is so sickly green, for a reason. But that there's going to be a lot of stuff that they weren't artistic choices. They were just gross, and I guess they don't do that anymore because they want that sickly, evenly lit, usable. Movies for put all your CG costumes and everything on you, because you're just basically standing there in a suit of ping pong balls. Yeah, I wonder if that style is going to prove, because they're mostly doing it for the superhero movies, and I wonder if that style is eventually going to prove just like nobody wants to look at that stuff anymore, because they're talking about the Doomsday or whatever the next big Marvel thing is, that nobody filmed together, that they all just walked into a big soundstage with their weird little, motion capture suit on that's going to have their costume put over it, and just did their lines. And they didn't even know who they were talking to or whatever. So it'll be a total surprise for them too. Hey, I was in this movie, but oh, okay, that's what I was doing the whole time. Yeah, that process of filmmaking, I don't know what psycho came up with that. It almost has like a TV aesthetic as well, the way that they want it just to be so malleable. There's no director's vision, there's no cinematography. It's very weird stuff now. Nice. Yeah, I never understood what he was going to do with that. Like, oh yeah, like trying to hide. Yeah, some day for night shooting. Yeah, there was some weird stuff. Yeah, that scene always bothers me because it looks very janky in the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf like lights that, he puts the crystal in his staff and kind of illuminates it, and it's obviously a mask. Like the darkness is a mask, and they put it like a digital like blur. Like there's a digital like mask with some feathering around the crystal, and yeah, it's very weirdly blue. Yeah, that kind of looks strange. It's a look though, so it'll be a look. It's a product of its time. But sometimes that bothers me, the bluishness of those night scenes. But I think it probably was like he was like shooting. It wasn't actually night, and he wanted to make it read that way. Yeah, that's cool. Got some new stuff to think about in the new year. And never always too many games though. But that would be good if we've got like multiple sessions, and it doesn't have to be weekly, but if we have like a fill-in kind of OSR game going on too, that will help. Because that can take over Friday sometimes when things get canceled, and yeah, we'll just have to see what everybody's schedule works with. That'd be good. Good. All right. So yeah. And I basically, when I was panicking when the video died, I was like hauling out all the webcams and seeing what of my little USB webcams were the best. If we had to replace just with one of those for some following week. So I held out all the webcams. I've got like about half a dozen little USB webcams, but I really want to come up with a system, because I have a table, like I have a fixed table that we could set stuff up on, come up with a way to record miniature games well. Some kind of fixed camera setup that could handle that. Yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if I can make that work. But we'll have to lean on somebody to be a moderator. That's the frustrating part, I think, is the timing is not good, because we'll probably be playing any miniatures games like after work or late. So anybody in US time, it's going to be too late for you to either watch it or even help as a mod to stop all the porn spam or whatever we're dealing with, all the Russian pay for views spams that go on Twitch and stuff. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I really want to get that worked out because there's so many games I want to play, and it's a shame to not be recording any of that. Although our Hero Quest sessions are not worth recording. Our annual single Hero Quest session. Yeah. But yeah, that looking through those old modules definitely made me think we should be playing some of this stuff. So that would be great if that lined up. And also, oh Matt, we definitely got to. Oh, you were saying though in person though, because you've got an in-person group you can play Lankhmar with too. So yeah, we'll see. Crazy. Too much stuff. But weekly though, we do play a lot more than so many groups being able to do it weekly. So we get through stuff. I think faster than some other monthly or twice a month groups. All right. Yeah, but then we also have a lot more cancellations. Well, cool. So yeah, I'll talk with Matt and we'll figure out if we're going to do anything tomorrow, maybe just a video game stream or some kind of discussion. And otherwise, so we'll call it here. Thanks to everybody for supporting the channel. So happy 9th birthday. I can't believe we just turned 9. So so sometime in November of next year, we'll have a decade celebration. And so thanks to all the patrons and members for that. And we'll be back soon. Hopefully, streaming will go more smoothly with our new kind of video setup. And thank you, Calerion, and people that have donated to the stream specifically to help us get our shit together. It's all going back in. We promise. It goes back into not having a crashing stream so often. But let's do this. So there'll be over the weekend, probably, if we don't do something with Matt tomorrow, I'll do like a painting stream or something, and I'll definitely get the unboxing for the fantasy miniatures up sometime over the weekend as well. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye.